media completely ignored thousands of Cubans rallying for Trump in Florida, at Mother of All Caravans. By Alicia Pau, published September 19, 2020 at 7:52 a.m. 108 comments. A massive caravan of Cuban Americans rallied in support of President Donald Trump in the Sunshine State on Sunday, shouting through megaphones to let the world know about their support for the president. Over 4,000 cars and trucks ascended on Florida's Doral Central Park, flying Trump 2020 flags and blaring their horns, while people hung out of their sunroofs and windows waving Trump flags. Their car windows were painted with slogans like "No Communism," "Vote for Trump," and "Free Cuba." Yet, in this era of fake news, as to be expected, the mainstream media completely ignored the monumental turnout of Hispanic Trump support in Florida, the coveted battleground state, and home to the majority of refugees from Cuba. The media is strategically coordinating to downplay the immense support Trump has amassed among Cuban Americans and Hispanics, particularly in Florida. Ariel Martinez, the organizer of Cubans for Trump and Sunday's Mother of All Caravans, warned in an interview with the Gateway Pundit. Dozens of media, local and national outlets, were sent a press release weeks ahead of the pro-Trump caravan, but just one outlet accurately covered the event, Martinez explained. "It's funny because they were all sent the press release. Just one local newspaper, the Miami Herald, came and reported it accurately, which for me was a shock. They reported the number of cars and everything pretty much exactly the way it was," he said. But the other news stations basically didn't cover it. 3 local outlets that stood outside the park portrayed 2 to 3 cars coming out and mentioned the event for just about 30 seconds. There were 4,000 plus vehicles, and each vehicle had somewhere between 2 to 5 people. So do that math, roughly 10,000 people came to support our president. It was just massive. Honestly, was a lot more than I ever anticipated. Ironically, in July, when the group Cubans for Biden held a caravan to protest the Trump administration, the media gave wall-to-wall coverage of the event, despite there being a mere 12 cars at the caravan in support of the presumptive Democrat nominee. But for Biden's caravan, which literally had between 12 to 13 cars, the media, all the news stations, aired comprehensive reports on the entire event, featuring interviews with all of the attendees, and it looked like, it's absolutely amazing, Martinez continued. The media bias ties back to why I started Cubans for Trump in the first place. The turnout for either event speaks absolute volumes. The fact is, Cubans are very clearly versed on what the beginnings of socialism and Marxism look like when they start to infiltrate a country, despite how cute and cuddly the media tries to present it to be. We see creepy Uncle Joe as a puppet for the very extreme left, who sees nothing wrong with embracing the vicious murderers running communist horror shows, and he represents an extreme threat to the freedoms of this country. A majority of minorities are Democrats because of the lies inundated on the American public by the media, Martinez's wife, Maria, a Mexican-American and former Democrat, told the Gateway Pundit. "We have an issue with the Hispanic media. A lot of Hispanics think the way I used to. They believe the president is a racist because the media, the big networks, Univision and Telemundo, they say absolutely nothing positive of President Trump, manipulate information and twist everything he says," she said. "I'd like to thank the Gateway Pundit, because we just want America and the world to know Hispanics support Trump, especially in Florida." Biden and Kamala Harris hit the campaign trail in Florida earlier this week, and they were greeted with crowds of supporters waiting for them. The problem for Biden and Harris is that the crowds were all Trump supporters waiting to greet them.
La visita a Doral de Kamala Harris mostró la gran división política que se respira.
¿Quién la invitó aquí?
En el Doral no se puede permitir comunismo y la izquierda.
En horas de la mañana, Noticias 23 obtuvo información de que la candidata demócrata visitaría el restaurante Pepitos Plaza de comida venezolana.
Tenemos que salir a defender el derecho de la libertad.
Ahí se congregaron seguidores del presidente Donald Trump.
Estamos esperando a Kamala para decirle que esto es territorio Trump. Ella tiene todo su derecho de venir.
Pero la aspirante a la vicepresidencia nunca llegó.
Soy residente de esta ciudad hace 20 años. No apruebo la visita de esa socialista en nuestra ciudad.
Luego conocimos que Harris había cambiado su destino. Se trató de otro restaurante venezolano del área. Llegamos y adentro ya estaba la candidata con su comitiva, algo que molestó a algunos.
La trampa que hicieron a nosotros, que estamos preparados a las 58 y vinieron a las 41. Fue una trampa tratando de ver que no hay nadie, pero sí estamos ahí.
Noticias 23 captó el momento en que Kamala Harris salió del restaurante con sus arepas venezolanas en mano.
Esta mujer se tiene que ir de aquí.
Allí la esperaban sus detractores.
No tenemos miedo. Kamala Harris representa socialism and communism. Esto no lo dice Telemundo, ni Univisión. No lo esperen hoy en las noticias si no lo ven en Facebook. Más de 4.000 carros o 5.000, yo no sé, y siguen entrando. Dios mío. Mira para eso, como está esa calle entrando carros todavía por la calle. O sea, no podemos salir hasta que no entren todos los carros, aquí no podemos
I want to see a Joe Biden rally like this. I want to see a Joe Biden caravan. I guarantee you there'll be about 10 people here. Okay? So this is why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for Donald J. Trump. I'm doing it for this country. Because right now he's a symbol of the only thing that stands between us and socialism. All right? And I know that very well.
Did you ever expect this many people to come out here?
Yes, sir. And I'm going to tell you why I expected this many people to come out here. Because there was an 80-something% chance of rain, and I had people calling me left and right telling me to cancel today, that nobody was going to come. But I know that God is on our side, and what is transpiring here today is not the result of Ariel or any other organization here. We all pulled together to do this. But I believe that we have a destiny in America. I believe that God has chosen this land for us to be the beacon of light through the world. And so I believe that God is the one that's doing this, not me. And all the glory be to him.
Do you think it's important for people to come out like this for a rally like this?
I believe it's absolutely important because it shows people that they can speak without fear. It shows people that they can act without fear. It shows people that they're not alone. It gives them courage. It lets them know that this is still America and that what you see on CNN is not the reality. That at least in South Florida here, we're not going to tolerate anarchists. We're not going to tolerate BLM. We're not going to tolerate any of these things. That here in South Florida, we're patriots, and we're going to elect this man.
Thank you so much, sir. You have a good